welcome to the Minorities Report podcast. My name, hold on, I have a name. My name is Antonio Alcazar.
Sure?
Yeah, I was fidgeting with the fucking thing.
It's reasonable. And I'm Jason Tick, joining you once again for our special Halloween coverage.
Yeah, I don't have the button anymore to do the Halloween
spooky shit?
Yeah, the spooky Halloween noise.
Interesting.
Or do I? No, I don't. I can do this one though.
We should be using that more often, I would think. So today...
It's Halloween.
Yes.
Today's Halloween.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because I did my job right.
Right, exactly. And today we are reviewing Halloween 3.
Halloween 3.
Now, in the past, I want to point out that we've done something a little bit different. We've reviewed horror movies like Halloween 3 during the month of October.
Right.
And then we've reviewed a scary film.
Right. Like a legitimately scary
Yes,
movie.
on Halloween.
Yeah.
But I was worried that Antonio's getting a little too scared from some of these movies.
I'm actually more comfortable with scary movies now.
Yeah.
Since we did the podcast some time ago.
Sure.
And I started watching scarier movies, I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
no, I am an adult and I
Yeah.
can handle scary movies.
Of course.
And even though they're scary, they're less scary to me than when I was a kid growing up, you know? Like I don't know, for some reason I thought I was just very like, ugh, about scary movies. But then I watched Hereditary with you.
Yep.
I watched The Witch.
Yep.
And then I watched Smile with my daughter, and I watched Smile 2. And like all of a sudden I was just like, okay, these movies are scary, but like they don't sit with me in the same way that they used to sit with me. So like I am more open to watching scary movies.
say,
in fact, as we progressed in the month, I started watching more scary movies with like my daughter and stuff.
I would say that's because you're watching horror movies that aren't meant to scare you anymore.
Yeah,
those movies are meant to scare people in their like 20s, teens,
I don't
stuff
know,
like that.
bro. Hereditary.
Well, here's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. I watched Midsommar too, and I was just like, this was a good movie. I don't know that it was a scary movie.
But yes.
Yeah.
I think in your 30s and 40s, especially us, as you have children, the horror movies that are made for us are ones where things happen to the kids.
Yes, for sure.
Exactly. Because like
A Witch.
Yes, exactly. Or like Weapons. I just watched that. That one got me a little bit because I was just like, "Ooh, my kid." Yeah, I can see how like that's where my fear comes in now, is something bad happening to my child. But we live in a time that's so scary right now that I think it's so like
it's not really moving the needle.
The horror is within us, right?
Yeah.
You know, so.
Right.
Anyways, and importantly, I want to point out we reviewed Halloween 3 in a couple reasons. Halloween 2 is a direct sequel to Halloween 1.
Yeah, did we review Halloween 2?
We did not do Halloween 2.
No, I was wondering about that. I no longer wonder about that. But when I started watching it, I'm just like, I wonder why we went straight to 3 instead of doing 2.
Exactly. And so I was like, let's do 3 because I thought 3 is closer to why we made this show than 2 is.
100%.
Yes, because 2 is a pretty serious horror movie, and in some ways a little bit more freaky than 1 and whatnot. So yeah,
I'm excited to watch 2 now.
Yeah. I mean, you can too, but
because I watched the newer Halloweens.
Sure. Yep. We talked about them.
Yeah, we did those. Yeah, for sure.
2008, 18, 21, and 23, I think, or something like that. So either way, also, it was fun because like when we reviewed those Halloweens, I brought up those kids in those costumes, which directly tied to this movie.
That's what that was?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. It was a direct tie to this film and whatnot. So
I vaguely remember you saying, "Oh, those are from Halloween 3 or something." But like I fundamentally had no idea what Halloween 3 was going to be about.
Right. Absolutely.
I thought it was going to be a
Michael Myers
movie.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because that's what Halloween is.
Halloween 3.
Yes. Season of the Witch.
Season of the Witch. I was just like, ooh, it's going to get a little bit more paranormal.
1983. It does get a little bit more paranormal, in fact. You know,
yeah, considerably. Yeah. This movie is a paranormal movie, I would say.
Yep, absolutely. And here's what
oh my God, I can't wait to talk about this. I'm just so excited to talk about
They wanted to try something different. And importantly, the two people who wanted to try something different the most was John Carpenter and Deborah Hill. And they were like, we will only be involved in this movie if it's not about Michael Myers.
Interesting. John Carpenter made the first one, right?
And the second.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
and he made this one.
he produced this one.
Got it.
And I mean, his hands are all over it, right? Like it feels very John Carpenter to me.
I don't know.
Like
maybe
the music score is completely made by John Carpenter.
Okay.
So
yeah,
it's produced by John Carpenter.
John Carpenter's score for the first movie was goated.
Yes.
Absolutely goated.
Sure.
And I thought, who did he make a Terminator?
Who? Carpenter?
Yeah.
No.
Who made the
He did The Thing, which we've reviewed too, and you loved that movie. This was John Carpenter's vision for Halloween.
The first Halloween.
No. Second and on. Okay. Here's the thing.
So John Carpenter, this was his idea?
He wanted to do one movie about Michael Myers and then move on to different stories. And they would just all be about something happening on Halloween. Okay. And then
I see.
Halloween 1 was so successful that the studio and everything was like, oh no, it's going to be another Michael Myers. And so they did the Michael Myers, in Halloween 2 as well. So, and then now he's able to do what he wanted to do. So
now he's got enough clout that he can be like, okay, well, if you want me to make a third one, you're going to let me do whatever I want.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And so intro hits, man, and it is that John Carpenter score. I want to point out too, we reviewed The Thing, which you loved. We reviewed Big Trouble in Little China, which you were on the fence about. But
that was also John Carpenter?
Yes, but you ultimately were on the side of not recommending, even though you were kind of on the fence and had some fun with it.
Yeah.
So, and we had a lot of fun.
I would say that's accurate. I had a little bit of fun with it, but otherwise,
I would say you loved it. But, So the intro for me is exactly what I like, that John Carpenter score. Importantly, right off the bat, it says John Carpenter production, not directed by John Carpenter. So I'm like, I remember watching this the first time and I was like, that's weird, but all right, cool. Tom Atkins gets the OG. What an OG Tom Atkins is. And then Tommy Lee Wallace, the director, huge credits. This guy is a super director without equal. He did such hits as Fright Night Part 2, which is an abominable piece of shit. And then he also did a TV show called It. It was, I'm sure you've seen the It movies by Stephen King, but it is ABC or NBC, I don't know, one of those shitty fucking TV stations. They did a 3-night, I think, production of It, which was, it's interesting. Like, it's not amazing, but I enjoy it quite a bit as something that's like from the past or whatever in the 90s. So that's what this director is known for.
So nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, worse than nothing.
Yeah.
Shitty production.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's it's not boding well, I'll say that. So cuts into the movie. Dude is running for his life. He's just taking off and there's a car hunting for the guy. And he's like, I'm gonna hide. Kind of hides for a little bit. But then the car goes by. He gets up and he's caught by a man in a suit. And this guy's just choking the fuck out of him. Except for a car hits the dude. And the dude responds very awkwardly, I would say. And the other guy that's getting choked gets away from him. And he's just off into the middle of the night. We cut over to a Stonehenge TV show. A show that's talking about the history of Stonehenge and everything going on with it. And
I think specifically that something is missing.
Yes, something is missing from the Stonehenge thing. So, and then a commercial pops in. 8 more days till Halloween, Halloween, Halloween.
Dude, that 8 more days to Halloween song. I mean, I know that the intention was to make it obnoxious because everybody's always upset about it, but boy, was that obnoxious.
Yes.
And they kept playing it the whole movie.
All the adults are upset about it. The kids love it though because it's Golden Bridge is falling down. Yes, exactly. But who would have thought Golden Bridges falling down would be such
London Bridge.
Thank you. Yeah. What did I say?
Golden Bridge.
What the fuck?
That's the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, good point.
Good bridge.
Point. Yeah, slightly. So then we see the guy that's watching this TV show, this black dude chilling. This is a great job. Let me tell you that, man. Like, as a person who's worked in a place like this, it's great.
What is that, gas station, right?
He was a gas station attendant that was also a tow truck driver because back in those days they would do both things. He was like gas station and repair shop. You know, right? Yeah. Exactly. And drive a tow truck. And I worked in a gas station when I was young. I was like 18 years old or something like that. Worked the late shift like this. Fucking great, bro. This was back in the day when I smoked weed and stuff. You'd be busy from like 10 p.m. till like 2:30, and then like from like 3 till like 5, I would get high and watch like movies and stuff. Just like
chill.
That, dude. It would be like we'd get one customer or whatever that entire time or whatnot, you know. So it was just great until about 5 o'clock in the morning, and then you would get
Right.
customers
Then
again or
yeah.
whatever, right? So this guy that's watching the TV, weirdo shows up with the John Carpenter like sound effect or whatever, and he's like,
Yeah.
I need help or whatever.
I mean, this was this was after that dude had been getting chased and stuff.
He was choked.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And so the guy's like, okay, he's gonna take him.
At first, I thought it was such a bad direction.
Yeah.
When the car hits the guy who's choking him.
Yes.
Because he was just like, he just gets squished.
Yep.
And he doesn't make any noise. And I'm just like, that was stupid.
Yeah.
Why not have
why wouldn't he have a reaction, right?
And then later I'm like, oh, okay, this makes sense.
This makes much more sense. What perfect direction you
Right.
got. So
that's what I thought.
Yep, exactly. And so then we see the tow truck take off
Yeah.
as the car pulls up. The men in black pull up as
Yeah.
the tow truck's taking up. So then we cut over to Tom Atkins coming home to his 80s style family, except for not his 80s style family because he's divorced actually in this movie.
Well, that seems like an 80s style family then.
Great point.
Right.
And so his kids are there, and he's like, "Hey, I got something for you. Like I got Halloween costumes." And the wife, his ex-wife, is like, "You stupid fuck!
Yeah.
They want the silver
She looked at him,
shamrock."
she's like, you fucking idiot.
Right, exactly.
You
And
piece
then
of shit.
they're like, the silver shamrock commercial turns on there, and then the kids are like, exactly.
Like, I got him the real shit.
Yep.
You got him knockoffs. Get
Yep.
the fuck out of here.
Leave.
Also,
Leave.
you reek of alcohol.
Yeah.
That guy.
I'm gonna have a lot to say about this
That guy
character
was
later
drinking the
on.
whole movie.
Yeah. And turns out he's a doctor too, so he
Yeah.
gets called in at that point.
And it's the one doctor in that hospital.
Yes.
No, there is no other doctor in that hospital.
That we see.
No,
because-
ever.
Well, I mean, because it doesn't deal with the hospital that much.
Okay, but
It's
he
in the
gets
middle of the
beeped.
night.
He gets beeped
Wait,
in the
why
middle
are
of the
these
night.
kids up watching the
Awake.
show in the middle of the
Yeah,
night?
so he gets beeped, and he's just like, "Oh, I gotta go. There's a person." One human being comes in, right?
Mhm.
They deal with that, and then afterwards, he's just like, "So what's next?" And she's just like, "Oh, it's been a slow night. This is the only thing that's going on."
Yeah.
So he's the one doctor that exists in this town. Then
I guess. I don't know. I thought there would be more doctors, but you
Me
might be
too.
right. All right, so he shows up and the guy is freaking out.
Yeah.
And he's like, like something, this and that, blah, blah, blah.
they're gonna kill us.
They're gonna kill
They're
us.
gonna kill all of us.
Right. And then he gives him something, sedates him or whatnot. He's just like, okay, cool, I'm chilling.
Thorazine.
Exactly. And he's
I don't know what Thorazine is. I've never looked up what Thorazine is,
Sure.
but they always, in every movie, they're just like hit him with a dick ton of Thorazine.
chill pills, I
Yeah,
guess.
it must be a chill pill.
Yeah, exactly. And so this man, I would call him a slight bit of a womanizer. Not really a womanizer, only slightly.
No, he's a giga womanizer. What are you talking about?
I know. I'm being.
Oh, okay.
I'm being sarcastic. He's
All
like,
right, yeah.
yeah, he is.
He slapped that nurse's ass.
Yes, he does things like that multiple times.
Yeah.
exactly. And so he is going about
This character, bro.
We're gonna get into it, right? Yeah. Okay. He goes and lays down to take a nap because that's what doctors do at the time.
Right.
I actually have a friend who's an ER doctor, and he talks about like this type of shit all the time.
He just goes to sleep.
Yeah, well, 'cause you have to
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
right? It's like being a firefighter. You're on
Right.
for this like extended period of time,
Right.
and you have to be able to go at any moment or whatever. So you just sleep wherever you can. Very military style. too.
Also, the way that he was sleeping, I was like, "What the hell, dude? Get a pillow or something."
Yeah,
Like
it's-
his head was just like straight laying on
Yeah.
the couch. He didn't even use the armrest
Yeah.
to support. It just was like straight laying on the couch.
it would be
like,
very
Yeah, I was like
awkward,
that.
right?
I hope you don't have sleep apnea because you're gonna fucking
Yeah,
choke.
you're gonna be fucking sleeping shitty. And I'll tell you something about the 80s that you might not know about.
Uh-huh.
So in the 80s, something you might not know is actually people used to get choked to death in hospitals all the time. Like this is like a normal thing.
Yeah.
Like that, because man in suit comes in,
Yeah.
chokes the fuck out of the guy.
Right.
Just walks by the nurse, starts to
Walks
walk
right
away.
out.
Nurse starts screaming her head off.
Yeah.
Tom Atkins is like, he's the man. He's gonna figure out what the fuck's going on.
Oh, wait, is the character's name Tom Atkins or is the
No.
actor's name Tom Atkins?
The actor's name is Tom Atkins.
Got
I'm
it.
just gonna keep calling him Tom Atkins. though, I
Yeah,
think,
that's
at this
might
point.
as well be his name.
Yes, exactly.
What's his actual name in the movie? It's got to be something like
I
Tom
literally
Atkins.
in my notes every single time he comes up, it's Tom Atkins.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, that might as well be his name, Dr. Atkins. God, it's got to be that.
Dan. I don't even think they.
Dan?
You know what? I think at one point you hear the wife on the phone call him Dan.
Dan
So,
what?
Dan Chalice.
Dr. Chalice?
Wait a second. His wife is named Linda Chalice. So is he still married? I thought they were clearly divorced.
They were divorced.
Okay.
Maybe she just kept the last name.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, the dude starts walking out.
Yeah, so the dude starts walking out. Tom Atkins gets on him. He's like, hey, where are you going, you motherfucker? Or whatever, right? You know, he's like starting to chase him outside.
Yeah.
Guy just
this
gets
guy is walking
Yes.
casually.
Super casual.
Tom Atkins
Doesn't give a shit.
running as fast as he can.
Yep.
And every single scene,
Yes.
he is still just as far away. I'm like,
Yes.
that dude is walking at a casual pace, my guy.
Yep.
Catch up to him.
Yep. Absolutely. So
Never does.
gets outside, sees him getting in the car, but the guy ain't driving away.
Nope.
Gasses himself down.
Hilarious, dude. I did not see that coming. That's when I was just like, oh, okay. They're not real or something.
Something weird's
Something
going on.
weird's going on.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Right. Yeah. So because even like the most dedicated human,
Right.
would have.
You're not gonna
like,
douse yourself in fucking gasoline and explode your car.
Right.
That was crazy shit.
Yeah. Exactly. At this point, Tom Atkins notices the mask, one of those Halloween masks.
Uh-huh.
And then the daughter comes in to ID the dad that
Mhm.
got choked to death or whatever. And then he's already like absolute ladies man right there or whatnot, you know. Hence why he's divorced too. That makes sense, right? In the background, Halloween is on the TV.
Yeah.
Interesting, right? That like Halloween is canon in this movie. The movie.
I don't know that I would call that interesting.
Why not?
I thought that was silly.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. I thought it was a little up his own ass. Little break the immersion-y.
Wasn't it like
little remind me this is a movie.
a hello to, or like a hey, nod to John Carpenter from Tommy Lee Wallace?
I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. It seemed to me like it broke the third wall a bit in a way that like my suspension of disbelief. I was just like, listen, dude. Maybe he was just like, their suspension of disbelief is not happening in this movie,
Yeah,
so it
they're
doesn't
just like,
matter, dude. I'm just gonna ham it up.
So the daughter actually comes in at this point and he meets up with her. And for some reason, he's like, you know what? I know I'm a doctor here, but I'm going to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Right. I'm just a doctor.
Right. I'm just a doctor.
But also,
I'm now a detective.
No, I'm a detective.
I'm now a detective. So they're going to go to the
he calls
dad's
his
shop.
wife and he's just like, don't call me for like 3 days. I'm going to be busy.
I'm going to be taking care of this dude's murder.
Honestly, that girl, though,
yeah,
was very pretty.
She was pretty.
Yeah.
I'll say she was pretty.
So in her situation, you know, like single doctor.
Yep.
I don't got anything going on this weekend. I'm just going to hang out with this chick.
Good
All
point.
right. Yeah, I'll go hang out with her.
So they go over to her dad's shop that he used to have because he used to own a shop that was ordering stuff, and they
it was like a joke shop or a toy shop or something.
Toy shop, right? Exactly. And they go and check the books and see that his last order was to I forgot the city's name.
Las Nieves.
No, it's not. It's the 80s. They're not gonna name it some Mexican shit.
It was some Mexican shit.
Was it?
Yeah. Los Cruces.
Shit. Santa Maria.
I knew it was some Mexican because it was in like near LA.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, importantly too,
Irish town.
At this point, he talks to Santa Maria, well-known Irish town. But importantly, he talks to his friend who is the coroner too, and is
ex-lover. His scorned lover.
Scorned? She wants to go out with him again.
Right, but he wasn't picking up.
Right.
You know, she was putting it down and he wasn't picking it up. That's what I'm talking about.
He's on to the next thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. He's like, why would I go to this old thing? Yeah, exactly. So she's definitely still all about him,
right.
though.
Yes, she was.
So
he's like, I love dinners with you. And she's like, yeah, right. And
yeah, exactly. So then they're like, okay, we're gonna head to Santa Maria to do some investigation,
right?
Figure out why that was the last place he was at.
Yeah.
So they head to the hotel. They meet a bunch of people at the hotel. They meet some of the local guy first.
Yeah, I think importantly too, as they're driving in, everybody's looking at them.
There's cameras.
Yeah,
everywhere.
But like even the people who live there, and he's like, company town. You know, like that.
These are like one of
normal.
those Walmart towns in some cities where Walmart is like one of the only big. Yes, exactly. And like that's a worse example than like a coal mine town. I could have went to that obviously instead because we had a lot of examples of that back in the day where everybody worked for the coal mine or the lumber yard or whatever the fucking shit like that. And that's where everybody worked. Similar thing here, right? Going on. You just like Silver Shamrock is the company business that everybody is part of.
And everybody loves the owner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cochran.
Cochran.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cochran is the man. And so they meet a bunch of weirdos too at the hotel. They meet like some lady that's there to bitch about some of the products or whatnot. That one of the ID tag just fell right off or whatever, some shit like that.
Right.
They also talk to some.
And she's had it in her bag.
Yeah.
For forever.
Yep.
And never thought to look behind it until it fell in her room.
That's later, bro.
Okay.
So then they go into they were like, we're gonna relax now, and he's like, oh shit, there's only one bed here. Should I get a different room?
And she's like, no, that would be weird.
Wasteful, right? Yeah, exactly.
That would
and
look
like,
weird. And
well, I could sleep on the couch.
Sleep in my car.
Oh yeah,
I can sleep in the car because it's gonna be better than the floor. And then she looks at him and she's like,
where do you want to sleep?
Where do you want to sleep? Oh my god, dude.
That's a dumb question. Whatever her name is, Ellie or whatever the fuck.
And
Miss.
And he gets up to her and starts making out with her. And I shit you not, when that happened, I bursted out loud, dude. I was like, what the fuck is
Not
this? Not
only is that like, I want to point out because I have this in my notes. Dad just died.
Right, dude.
Like clearly,
they've known each other for 3 hours.
Yes. and I'm gonna give grace and say they've been driving all day. So
also,
it's like
this guy is not a good-looking man. Like,
he's a very average-looking man.
I think he's below average. He's
not really?
I think they were going for a Tom Selleck type.
Sure,
but
they couldn't afford Tom
Selleck, dude.
Yeah, no, I could see that.
This is just a fucking schlubby dude.
Yep.
And everybody's super into him. She's like, where do you want to sleep? Man, I felt bad for the actress, honestly.
So at this point, you hear that they're over the loudspeaker. It's curfew time, everybody. And then there's like cameras just like checking out the entire city to make sure nobody's out after curfew, which is weird.
Yeah.
I'd say that's very weird right off the bat.
I agree.
And then there's a drunk dude outside and he's kind of talking lots of shit. And Tom Selleck runs into him.
Yeah, the drunk dude I thought was a really weird character because it's like this town seems like it's got its shit locked up,
Yes.
on lock.
Yes.
And for this character to just like be a homeless person in the town, they haven't gotten him, they've got cameras everywhere and he knows about the cameras. And more importantly, he doesn't care about the cameras because he's just like, fuck this Cochran, like I hope he hears me and he's definitely hearing me. Like he knows that he's being heard and is actively antagonizing them. The fact that they didn't kid him, like was he homeless today?
No, I think like
he obviously had
this is a
little
character
house.
Coincidentally, this is just I don't think it's a coincidence. There's a character, like, if I remember correctly, in a Lovecraft story, there's a character that's just like this, okay?
Oh.
Carpenter is a huge Lovecraft fan.
Okay.
And in one of the stories, if I remember correctly, I think it's Shadow over Innsmouth, this dude goes to the Innsmouth or whatnot. Very similar type of thing. Town is all shut up and stuff like that. And then he runs into... I'm 100% this is inspired by this character. He runs into a drunk dude. He gives him alcohol, and in exchange, the drunk dude like fills him in on all kinds of information. And the night after he fills him in all kinds of information, the people come and kill him and shit. So
really, this was just a sloppy homage.
I don't even know if it's sloppy. I think like I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, I feel like he's like somebody's brother or cousin or whatever, because like everybody's related in this town, and they're like, well, we can't like, and then but when he spills the beans to an outsider, they're like,
interesting.
Now we gotta fucking take care of him.
Okay, I see where your perspective is on this.
That's what I think about that guy. Yeah. But he's talking a lot of shit.
Yeah,
right. He's just like, and then what happens? He gets murked like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But he gives Atkins some information before that. So Tom Atkins heads back to the fucking room.
They do him really dirty too.
Oh yeah. They rip his head off.
Yeah.
So which was interesting.
Yeah.
So definitely a move.
He's on his knees in between both of them.
He's like, "Come on, no, please," or whatever. I'm just kidding.
Rip.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'll tell you the part where I laughed out loud. At this point, Tom Atkins gets back to the room with his alcohol or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you point out, drinking again
for sure.
And the woman's waiting there for him,
ready to bone
in a nightie, in a lingerie piece.
Yeah,
yes,
for sure.
That's when I started laughing.
Yeah, and then they hook up.
Yeah,
And it's the most, I don't know, I wouldn't say that it's the most 80s sex scene that
Sure.
we've watched, but it's definitely an egregious 80s sex scene.
Yes.
And this is the moment where I felt bad for the actress because they were just like, he's just going to suck on your titty for a little while. And it's like, did we need a scene where he sucks on her titty?
Oh, yeah. See, here's the thing. You're too young.
Yeah.
But like, unfortunately, I'll say that, in the 70s and 80s, if you were like a woman actress that was like going to make it and you start in horror or whatever, right?
Oh, God.
You were definitely knew like kind of what was going to happen.
Right.
Like you were going to be sexualized and whatnot.
Yeah,
Because that was part
sure.
of like horror movies and whatnot.
Right.
So, yeah. It doesn't happen now.
They were gonna write a scene in where the lead actor was just gonna get on you.
Every 80s movie has nudity that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Or like, for whatever reason, tits are going to be out. So.
Yeah.
And then, but the nightgown thing or the lingerie thing just made me laugh because I was just like, you're there to investigate your dad's murder.
Dude.
I better bring this lingerie piece with
me.
me.
The tone was, very importantly, she was not traveling.
Right.
Like, she had the tiniest little briefcase, and
because the guy points that out.
Right.
That they traveled
He's just
light.
like, oh, you're traveling super light. And so, like, it's obvious they weren't expecting to stay the night or anything like that. But she still had the fucking nightgown on her, like that's
keep it in your purse, I guess.
Yeah, dude, just in case you want to jump on a totally middle-aged doctor.
Man, yeah. It's like a credit card if you think about it, lingerie. You're better off caught with it than without
Correct.
it. Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's just being that's just an experience thing.
Yep. And so they start fucking while at the same time the woman next door starts fucking with the trademark item. And like you point out, for the first time ever, she turns it around.
Yeah. She's just like, wait a second, there's some shit behind here.
Sees what's going on. And she's just
poking at it with her bobby pin.
Yep, exactly. And then boosh, laser
and then the
blast.
most horrific thing I've ever seen.
David
happens,
Lopan mouth shot to her.
Dude, I could not believe how disgusting this shit looked.
Oh yeah.
It was so bad. What animal was that? Is that a cricket?
Yeah, like some kind of
big ass bug.
Yeah, some bugs start crawling out of her mouth.
That was a fat bug that crawled out of her mouth, dude.
Yeah, and it's like,
and that mouth prosthetic, like the face that they made,
disgusting,
so bad, dude.
Disgusting,
it's so gross,
bro. I agree completely. So, and right afterwards, there's a silver shamrock ambulance that shows up, which is just like,
and it's gonna take her to the warehouse. Obviously, it's taking her to the factory.
but it's like clearly these are supposed to like there. It looks like everything's on the up and up, like it's an ambulance.
And I do love that, like in the next scene, before the ambulance shows up, they're going to sleep, and then she wants more sex.
Oh yeah,
I feel like I don't know what the direction was there. I don't know, if it's I always like to imagine that these things are like the directorial fantasies, but it was like, why in the story? What part of the story did this lady need to be like a sex scene for this guy? Outside of the director just wanting more sex scenes needlessly. Like I was like, why is this a character?
This character, let's just cut to the chase. Tom Atkins' character makes no sense whatsoever.
No, dude.
It is middle-aged white guy power fantasy sort of thing,
that's what it felt like the whole time.
Like he's like the guy that's going to solve the case,
and he's like a totally nobody schlubby nobody dude,
which that's what most people are, right?
Yeah,
like most people are. And so like every woman wants him.
Yes.
Every
woman needs him, bro. Forget wanting.
Yeah, it's wild,
even the wife of the dude that shows up in the RV with the annoying kids.
Yes.
Even she was kind of hitting on him.
I agree. And like, I know people who unironically think this character is awesome.
That's hilarious.
You're telling me. So anyways, so then Cochran shows up at this point, and
first time we see him.
Exactly.
Like actual.
Straight from Ireland. I want to point that out. He's straight from Ireland.
Yeah.
With a hardcore British accent.
Right.
Which is important. I'm going to bring that up later.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Very Irish guy, but with a hardcore British accent.
Yeah. Because the gas station guy had an Irish accent.
Yeah.
But not Cochran.
No. And so he kind of like tells him, hey, everything's going to be all right. It's not a big deal or whatever. And then Tom Atkins is like, well, he's a doctor, right? Yeah. So he's like, well, and he's like, oh, we're going to take her up to the Silver Shamrock.
Yeah.
We've got great facilities there, doctor there. They're going to take care of her. Right. No problem, no harm, no foul.
Okay.
All right. It is what it is.
Right.
Okay. So at this point, it's the next day. and he gets a call from his former lover, and she's like, "Hey, there was no body in that car. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen some very hot cars, like explosions and fires and stuff like that. There's always something left over. There's only gears and parts basically left over in this situation and shit. And so weird shit. And so they, Ellie and Tom Atkins go to check out Cochran's Silver Shamrock location. Also, that guy, his wife, and the kid head up there too, or whatnot, and they get a tour of the fucking place.
Yeah,
they try to play it off at first, and they're like, "Hey, I don't have you on here or whatever, right?" But then Cochran comes out, and he's just like, "Yeah, come on, let's do the thing or whatever." Right?
Yeah, because he's giving a tour to the best salesman in the country.
Yes, and who is in part there because he's like, I can't get an order through for next year.
Right.
So everything about this place is everything about the front of the house is very nice. Like it's very like
I'd say even the back of the house looks nice.
Yeah. Business overall is just very nice. And they start looking at everything. Everything is up on up. Nothing looks weird or anything like that. And so they go out into the shipping yard area, and Ellie looks around and sees what she thinks is her dad's car there. And she's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then she goes to go investigate it. The Terminators ain't letting her investigate it. So
all the men in black are just like, get the fuck out.
Yep. And she freaks out a little bit. And so that's when the shit hits the fan. He heads back to the hotel. Tom Atkins heads back.
And they're just like, you know what? Let's actually just get the fuck out of here now.
Yep.
And I guess he's just like, I got to make like one last important phone call.
Yes. Oh, he goes to call the woman again, right, to find out more information. And when he comes back to the hotel room, she's gone. She's gone. And he's like chilling. And he looks outside and he sees the Terminators are standing outside. So he's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Like 10 Terminators are about to walk into his house.
Exactly. So he goes out the back window to get away. And he heads like towards, he's going to head towards the factory. Well, of course, we find Ellie. She's kidnapped by the factory folks. So she's there. Don Juan Atkins decides he's going to sneak into the Silver Shamrock at this point, and he walks in on an old lady that's like sewing or whatever, right? And he's like trying to talk to her, no response, and then it's, oh shit, she's a
she's not
clockwork,
real.
right? Exactly. And at this point, he gets grabbed by a Terminator. And he starts fighting the Terminator and whatnot, and then he punches right through the Terminator's stomach, which fucking was definitely weird, I'll say that. And he finds all these kind of cords, and he's like, what the fuck is going on here? You know, because now you realize what you realized earlier too, like, oh, these are Terminators or some shit like that. They're clockwork Terminators. So even more interesting. So
yeah, the fact that he was like that, he was punching them and they were totally unfazed.
Yep.
But then he Hercules punches through his stomach. I was like, what the fuck?
And then that short circuits him.
Yeah.
He's just like, and then, and then at this point, 2 more Terminators show up.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, he can't punch through their stomachs.
No.
And so
He
they
just gets
capture him, and then he comes to talk to Cochran, and then Cochran starts babbling to him about some stuff. And
about this whole fucking plan.
Well, not yet. Not yet.
No,
so
not
then,
yet.
So we then go and see that they have a piece of Stonehenge chilling in the basement.
Yeah.
Which is like, what the fuck is going on with this shit?
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey, I'm going to show you what I've been doing this whole time.
With the family.
And he's like, here's a demo or whatnot. Yeah. And then we get a demo of what's going on, and man, it ain't pretty.
It's so gross.
Yes. It's just kid fucking has the mask on.
Right.
Things start, Silver Shamrock starts playing.
The mom goes crazy, right?
Yes. Has a heart attack.
Okay.
Yep. And then.
Why didn't it affect the dad?
What do you mean?
Like the dad.
She can't handle it. She has a heart attack, and then the snakes kill the dad.
Yeah. The snakes kill the dad.
Yep.
But she can't handle it. She's like laughing the whole time.
Yep.
And then has a heart attack.
Yeah. Has a heart
attack. The kid's fucking head explodes with bugs and shit.
Well, yeah. I mean, he gets the mouth blast.
Yeah.
And then, it's laser blast, insects crawling out. Fucking
gross is what it was.
Wild, dude.
Yeah.
Wild.
That was
shit,
a disgusting.
Sure. It was definitely.
Like there were 2 moments in this movie where I was like actually kind of just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it was this scene and the first mouth scene.
Yeah. And Cochran is like, showing, and Tom is like, he has these facial, like weird, like facial expressions. Yeah. Why does he give Tom a demo of this? You know why?
Yeah.
Tom Atkins is irresistible.
Yeah.
So
dude.
he's just
because he actually wants him.
Right. Exactly.
Because you think at this point he would just killed him.
And at one point he goes like, while this is happening and the people are dying or whatever, he literally goes like this. I'm sorry, this is not going to be great for the audience, but he goes,
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
he
for
like
sure. Yeah.
scrunches up his face and reaches his hands up in the air and whatnot. It's
Dude,
very.
I laughed out loud.
Yeah, it's very hilarious. It made me laugh as well. So, and so then it cuts over to it's time for the entire country to go trick or treating.
Right.
Everybody, everywhere is trick or treating, and every kid has a silver shamrock mask on because that's just.
And what is it like? Are they like feeding the stone? Because he goes into it, he's just like an ancient Celtic thing, and children on Halloween, and the veil between real and not real gets eliminated. But like, I never really understood the motivation. Because he wanted to.
He goes. Okay, so at this point, a Terminator shows up and kills the medical examiner, and then we cut back to Tom Atkins tied up, and he's like, "Why, Cochran? Why?" And my justification is because he hates children, but he goes on this conversation.
He kind of he starts by saying, "Well, do I need a reason?"
Right, and then he's pissed off that people have lost the definition of Halloween.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah, because it goes into what like Halloween used to be or whatever.
Right, exactly, where people were scared and they would hide and stuff like that because, like you point out, the veil is thin and this and that, and he is a witch, which technically he's not a witch, he's a warlock, but nonetheless. And he's just like, it's our time again and whatnot. And so
I wonder if the season of the warlock would have just been too stupid.
Yeah, for sure. Witch is just more iconic and more, exactly. Yeah, you're definitely going to call it a witch. So, and then he's just like, I'm just doing it to do it, and I'm going to fucking do this or whatever. And then, I was thinking about something, right? What do you think is going on with this? Like, because my imagination is Stonehenge. I don't know why I put this in my brain, but the Stonehenge rock is like a summoning / teleportation circle, and it's like setting off its teleportation blast, which is like blasting people in the face, and then it's like teleporting or summoning these snakes and insects and all these like creatures into where it blasts or whatever from that spot.
Yeah, I think intentionally, well, maybe not intentionally. I think like there is no answer.
Right.
It's just like spooky thing.
Yeah.
But like, I thought it was just a conduit for like energy.
Yeah.
And in that moment, they were summoning negative energy, and the representation of negative energy was bugs. Okay. But like, that's what I thought it was. That like, on this day, the veil of the ugly supernatural stuff was thin, and they were just like charging it in that moment to bring back
it doesn't
bring
matter
about like
really, but
shit.
Exactly, and they didn't have the money for demon shit.
So exactly. Yeah. They couldn't afford demon shit, so they were just like bugs.
Yeah, exactly. So this movie is made around the same time as another movie we reviewed, Blade Runner. Yeah. I can't wait to tell you the budget of this movie.
They're both 82, right?
83 for this one.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Yeah. So
literally a year apart. Yeah, I can't wait to hear the budget for this.
Yeah, for sure. And so at this point, he leaves Tom Atkins so that Tom can escape, and he goes to do whatever the fuck he's gonna do. Cochran's gonna do. Yeah. And at this point, he kicks the television, which smashes the TV.
Yes.
Which I laughed at that too. Like, I've seen, like, you can't even break a modern TV with a kick, let alone one of those ancient TVs.
Those old cathode tubes were like,
you could drop it,
dude. It was really hard. I mean, the fucking glass on that shit was thick.
Yes, he breaks it with a simple kick.
Right,
cuts himself out.
Yep,
breaks out,
and then
takes off.
My favorite part was when he threw the mask onto the camera.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
That's funny.
I was laughing so hard.
And he runs away. I want to point. I don't know why. But I laughed so hard because he's still in that 80s windbreaker. I don't know why, but it made me laugh so hard.
Yes. He looks so stupid throughout. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he diehards it.
Yeah. Now he's like, I'm a fucking action hero too.
Right.
So
crawls through the vents and shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gets a box of the Silver Shamrock.
Oh, saves
tags.
the girl.
Yes. Saves the girl.
Yeah.
Right. Gets a box of the Silver Shamrock tags.
Right.
Drops him on the entire room.
First, sneaks into the room,
Yes.
activates the video.
Because he knows how to do that.
And then nobody deactivates
Right.
it.
They're just like, that's weird.
Yeah. And then he runs upstairs, drops the shamrocks on
Like
them.
grenades.
Yeah.
And they just start going off and blasting everyone, which Cochran, instead of reacting, just goes like this.
Yes. Just claps.
If you can't hear.
Gives him the slow clap. I
The
thought
slow
that was
clap.
very stupid.
I also wondered why he drops all of them on the ones below.
Yeah.
Which, okay, I understand that. Does the blast or whatever on those ones.
Yeah.
Why does it kill the ones that were on
Right.
the steps coming after him?
And why doesn't it kill Cochran? It kills
does.
everybody but Cochran.
No, he gets blasted. He gets
but then all of them turn on at the
yes,
same
that's what
time.
happens.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
And then the stone shoots Cochran directly.
Right, and so that's why. So those parts is why I thought maybe it was like a teleportation circle or something like that to some other world or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, the veil beyond or whatever and shit like that. And he's getting blasted to that part.
Yeah.
So, but he kind of like just disintegrates like into dust or
Turns
whatnot.
into,
So,
like a ghosty.
right, and then the because of this, the entire place catches fire,
Right.
and burns down or whatnot. And so interesting. And then he gets away with Ellie.
Right.
They take off,
And they gotta tell everybody now.
yes, they're going to tell everybody
the
get in the car.
broadcast.
Got to stop the broadcast. Stop the villain.
Right.
Now we got to stop the broadcast and
Right.
whatnot. Which, whatever.
Because
I'm
the
not-
time bomb. The time bomb's still going off.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
At this point, Ellie hasn't said anything.
Right.
She's also a Terminator.
She's a Terminator. Now, here's my question: was she always a Terminator?
Absolutely not.
Did they swap her out with a Terminator?
She couldn't always be a Terminator because the Terminators don't talk.
They don't.
No, there's no.
No,
none-
there was a moment where the Terminator talked,
when?
where he was just like he's escaped out of the room.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
so they,
Weird.
They do talk. I don't know if she was always a Terminator
think
or
so.
if because she was the daughter of the
Why
guy.
Why would she
I think
bring
they swapped
him?
her out and then just like the real one died.
Because like, why would they bring Why would the Terminator bring him to the Silver
Right,
Shamrock
right,
shop? Right,
yeah,
they would
right.
just kill him there or
Right.
whatever and shit like that. Right,
Right.
you know. So, but yeah, he has a scene that's way too long fighting the Terminators because
Super
part
long,
and part.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
and all
so,
the hands and then the hand again. And then
Yes.
it's like, hey, what if I scared you? What if I try to jump scare you with a third hand scene? It's like, well, I get it. The hand is still there, dude.
yeah, it was like a poor man's version of Evil Dead 2 with the hand. You know, just
Oh,
like
yeah,
how many times are we going to deal with this? And he makes it to that black guy's shop again, right?
Right.
Which like the black guy's like, hey, don't I know you or whatever,
Yeah.
something like that. You know, he's like, I need your phone
He's
or
a real
whatever.
one.
Yeah, and so he gets on the phone and he's like, hey, you got to turn it off, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm Tom Atkins. I know what I'm talking about or whatever. Convinces them.
Yeah.
And he's like, they turn off one of the broadcasts and
Yeah.
they turn off another one of the broadcasts and then another one of them. And then they're just on every broadcast because
Yeah.
I guess Silver Shamrock had endless amounts of money
Right.
and could broadcast on every single channel, which
Yeah.
is wild, but you know it is. And then it's like so iconic the
Yeah,
end of
dude.
it because it's
Yeah.
just like turn it off, turn it off, turn it off, stop it.
Yeah.
And that's the cut of the movie, right? Just this apocalypse. Not really. I don't want to say it's an apocalypse because basically all the children get killed. Some of the adults will get killed, but overall he's kind of saved the world because he killed Cochran, and he's gonna you're gonna lose like some of your children, but obviously not every. First of all, like the Amish kids aren't gonna die,
Well, no. Yeah.
right? And like the Nigerian kids aren't gonna
No.
die, and so like
Yeah.
okay, American kids die. It is what it is.
And
you
it
know,
was
when-
only in like 8 cities.
right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like it's not like I've always seen this as like an apocalyptic ending. People
No.
call it. I'm like, no, it's just
No.
like some kids are gonna die.
It was
Big
mass
deal.
murder.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Cochran was able to like pull off,
And
a
it was
mass murder.
gross mass murder
Oh,
too. Like, this
yes.
is gonna change society. But like,
Right. Right. We're
also-
not gonna trust Irish people again.
Yeah, maybe that.
Yeah. So, all right. So that is Halloween 3. So there's some behind the scenes things. Let's talk about a few different things.
Yeah.
Budget for this movie: $4.6 million.
I'm surprised it was that much. I guarantee. I promise you. I thought you were gonna say like 800,000.
Yeah. No, they had 4.6, which was
Wow.
out from this movie.
Yeah. My
Four-
dude John Carpenter pocketed 4 of those or 3 of those million.
Right. Well, probably 1 million was just convincing Carpenter and his wife to work on the shit, right?
Yeah. Right.
Out from this movie, 14.1 million. So
Wow.
a success,
Right.
but
Right.
the worst performing Halloween of all time.
I guaranteed.
Yeah. So
Yeah, guaranteed.
this movie was like, they did this, they saw 14 million, which was way worse than 1 or 2.
Mhm.
And they were like, never that again. Right. That's why the fourth movie, just to assure people, they were like, okay, here's what we'll do. We'll do the next one about Michael. Okay. And if it's a failure, we'll go back to doing different things or whatever. What they called the fourth one to make sure you felt okay was the return of Michael Myers. So they were like, don't worry, we're not doing that one again. And that one blew away box offices. So we never stopped getting Michael Myers again. But
that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So Tom Atkins was in this movie. Frankly, because he's friends with John Carpenter.
Okay.
Yeah. So that makes a lot more sense, right?
Yeah, they're like barbecue buddies.
Yes.
He's like his neighbor.
Okay. I want to talk about Cochran for a second.
Okay.
Connell Cochran or whatever. Irish as shit.
Connell
right?
Cochran, yeah.
Yep. Dan O'Herlihy was his name or some shit like that, right? Okay.
Okay.
This dude is Irish as fuck. Like straight up award-winning Irish actor, right? Yep. Yeah. And he's like, so that blew my mind because I was like, okay, he's going to be a British actor or something like that. Right. Nope. Irish descent. What?
Yeah. How was he the least Irish sounding dude?
Yeah, I agree.
That's so funny because it's not like I'm not being racist. Like,
yes.
I like Irish accents are pretty Irishy.
Yes. You know, I have Irish friends.
Yeah, that guy did not sound like an Irish person.
Not in the slightest, right? And like, I get it. All Irish people sound like Irish people. No offense to any Irish people. Like I said,
straight from like
his point was that he was Irish. Like that was the point of the character. Yeah. Was I'm very, very Irish from Ireland.
Yeah. And his actor was Irish from Ireland.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Wild shit, right? Yeah. And so some of the reviews in this movie. I want to point out one of the reviews. This is one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
This movie somehow was able to be anti-children, anti-capitalism, anti-television, and anti-Irish all at the same time.
That's hilarious.
It was terribly reviewed, of course, which most horror movies are, but this one worse than other ones or whatnot. So let me ask you, would you recommend Halloween 3 Season of the Witch?
That's a good question. And I think it's a fair question. This movie fucking sucks, bro. This movie was fucking terrible, dude. I was like, why did he do this to me? When I was watching this halfway through, when I realized it was not going to be about Michael Myers, I was just like, why did he pick this? Why is he doing this to me? Yeah, this movie, it blows. I don't recommend it to anybody. I don't recommend it even to fucking sadists, or masochists. Like this was terrible. It was bad. It was one of the worst movies we ever reviewed, if not the worst movie we ever reviewed. I like this almost as little as I like Blazing Saddles.
Okay, so you ask why we reviewed this reaction is almost exactly why we reviewed this movie. This is a horror version of the types of movies we kind of set up to.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons I picked this one,
you're like, oh, he's gonna hate this.
This is an absolute cult classic. Okay,
really?
There are people who this is gonna sound crazy to you, right? There are people that this is their favorite Halloween movie.
No, get the fuck out of here.
I am not, dude. Trust me. I honestly feel like, and I know people are gonna be like, blah, 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 right? People that feel that way are just being contrarian. They're like, Michael is lame, so this movie's better or whatever, right?
It must. Dude, this movie was so like obvious and like baby's first movie. But it's like,
none of it makes sense. The plot doesn't make any sense.
No, yeah. Like everything that happened, it was like contrivance after contrivance.
Yes.
Like it was just like the easiest, simplest setups to the next fucking thing where nothing mattered and nothing made sense. Dude, it was so bad.
Siskel and Ebert at one point, one of their reviews was like, if your movie starts off with stealing a piece of Stonehenge and crossing the ocean with it, please start your movie over. And here's the thing. I'm going to say this about this movie, right? Like, this movie, I agree with most of what you're saying. This movie fucking sucks, right? Yeah. But I love this movie at the same time.
Interesting,
It's one of these movies where I watch it, it's so awful but so great at the same time because of how awful it is. Right. I talked to
the choices are so baffling you can't help but laugh.
Right. You watch it as like a funny horror movie that makes me laugh because there's so many scenes that made me laugh out loud. Of course, none of it is scary. The bug scene is a little gross and shit like that.
Two off-putting scenes, but
But overall, it's just this movie it's a wild movie, right? Yeah. And you're right. It's like we reviewed Halloween. We've reviewed the 3 other movies. This is, it'd be interesting if I would want to say it's worse than Halloween Ends or not, because at least I have fun with this movie, and I mostly hated Halloween Ends.
Is Halloween Ends the third of the new Michael Myers movies? I like that movie. Did I like that movie? I remember thinking, this is.
I thought you thought it was okay.
Yeah,
but
I remember I really liked the first of those 3.
Yes.
I can't remember if I liked the second or the third anymore.
Yeah,
but I did. I feel like I had
the third one was the one who's with the guy who's possessed by Michael Myers, but Michael is also in the movie and whatnot. And I think we talked about it, and we talked about how if they would have just went with the guy possessed by Michael Myers, that'd have been a much better movie than what they ended up doing and whatnot. But it's
I can't even remember that one.
Well, I mean, it's years old now at this point, and it wasn't very memorable in the first place. So, but overall, this movie is here's what I will say: it absolutely holds up. Because it was never a great movie or anything like that.
Exactly as dog shit today as it was.
Yeah, and I want to point out, I don't think it's a dog shit movie. I think it's a bad movie that's very fun. That's what I will say about it, right?
Yeah.
It's a terrible movie that I love. It's nowhere near Halloween 1, 2.
No.
It's better than... It's not, I don't think it's as good as 4, but I have a soft spot for 4. 5, it is much better than 5 and 6. It's worse than...
Jesus, there's been a lot of them.
It's about the same as H2O, which I have a soft spot for only because it was one of the earliest movies when I was 17, 18 that I saw in the theater and whatnot. So, which obviously plays into my liking of it. And then it's better than the Busta Rhymes one because there's... And no point in this movie does Busta Rhymes go... It's trick or treat, motherfucker, and dropkick Michael Myers.
The fact that there's a Busta Rhymes Halloween is hilarious.
Yeah. There is.
The 90s was weird.
No, that was 2000s.
Woof.
And that was when escape rooms and live streaming was becoming a cool thing and stuff like that. And that's the whole point of the movie.
Okay.
Is they live stream the Michael Myers house.
Yeah.
And
that's funny.
It's a doozy, man. So we've got other horror movies that we'll do down the line and whatnot that I think will be more up your alley, like a Hellraiser and some other odds and ends like that you'll be like, this is...
Yeah, I've never seen Hellraiser.
Yeah, that's definitely on the list for horror movies. And we don't only do horror movies in October. When the season's correct, we do a horror movie. We've done Thing and we've done The Shining, both in wintertime.
Right.
Because I like to theme my movies around the time
I was
year.
hoping we were done with that, but yeah.
I mean,
you're right.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right. What do we got next?
So we're back to our regular schedule after this one because this is just a special one.
Right.
So you'll join us.
Oh, that's right. Next time it's Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, 2049. And then after that, who knows what's next. But I will assure you it's a great 80s movie. And happy Halloween.